everybody to the Road Warrior Show. I am your host, Nhat Pham, and alongside me today is special guest, CRM guru, Ben Meredith. Welcome to the show.
Let's be here.
This is the show for all you entrepreneurs, business people, and sales folks to help you be more successful in the air and on the show. It's kind of hard to remember that stuff because that's usually Sean's line.
Yeah, but you've only done it like 6,000 times.
Just maybe 5,999 times.
I think he learned it from you.
Yeah. Anyways, happy Monday, September 23rd. Is today 23rd? Yeah. September 23rd, 2013. Beautiful day. Feeling like fall.
Middle of Oktoberfest?
Is it Oktoberfest?
That.
Oh, it's Oktoberfest. This starts in September?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not of German descent. I don't know if you could tell, but
My mistake. Sorry.
excellent show for you today. Of course, we got a lot of cool stuff from you. You're always on the top of the CRM world, how to stay connected. Of course, you're going to talk about one of my favorite worlds is LinkedIn, how to leverage that or how it's impacting contact management. Keep in touch with your customers and clients. All right. We're going to be talking about some Twitter as well. A lot of stuff going on in Twitter world.
A lot of stuff in Twitter.
Lots. iOS 7. Loving some iOS 7. I don't have it. I need to erase a lot more stuff because they want like a freaking another gig.
Must have a Google logo on Google logo.
A Google logo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not on the Android side. A lot of cool stuff in the Androids, but we're big week for iOS stuff.
It is.
And we're going to be talking a little Google potentially, and one of your favorite ones, Mind Chat.
I love mine, yeah.
And then, of course, your free segment of the day brought to you by the Successful Social Media Dashboard, where you can manage all your social media in one place, including new stuff like Instagram and YouTube, comments, and all kinds of cool stuff like that. All right, so let's start. Really had an interesting weekend. Do you have a good weekend?
I had a wonderful weekend.
Awesome.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, we wound up moving a piano.
Yeah.
I was never, ever, yeah, very nice. You need some TLC.
Thank you for not calling me.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were in Ashland. I was like, maybe I should call Ben. My brother and I, oh my gosh, it was brutal.
It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of...
Yeah, it took us 5 hours to move that thing. Got it next to nothing. We'll pretty it up and do something with it. Yeah, for us new media folks, we got something very old school. It's an 1898 Shaw.
Something old, something new. Wow.
There you go. I'm not getting married again though. I'm good where I'm at. So, but anyways, that was a saga in itself. We used some really old technology to get that in. It's kind of interesting. But you know, it's kind of funny. A lot of what we do with all the technology, the contact management, we forget a lot of times. We just need to use some old school principles behind those things and just being in touch and keeping in touch. We just need to be reminded of it with some of the tools you have and so forth. One of the biggest one is LinkedIn. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the LinkedIn world, how that's impacting contact management. I actually use it for some CRM.
Oh yeah, it's becoming more and more the tool for sales reps. And what I'm saying is the tables are kind of turning now that the customers and prospects are kind of driving the bus now.
Right.
Because before, it used to be we'd have to go out and research and find our contacts and find our targets and go out and start, really working to find a lead.
Right.
Now they're finding us.
Yeah. Wow.
Before contacts me or contacts you, they've probably been online, they've been to your website, they've been to LinkedIn, they've been to Facebook, they know what your family looks like, where you want on vacation, what you like to do, what you like to eat. And then if they feel like it, they might call you.
Yeah.
Or tweet you.
Yes, and they do the homework extensively now.
They do. So now now when a contact contacts you or prospect contacts you, they know more about you than you know about them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I found that same way. Even like when I go speak, I was talking at InfoCon last week, and all of them had already seen my profiles. Of course, with some of the cool tools out there, you actually kind of know who's been looking at your profile. So that's a nice thing. Especially, you kind of really see what you need to see. You need to upgrade. Just the initial one, I think, is like $20 a month or something like that.
Yeah, on an annual, it's $20 a month.
Yeah, or I don't know, $200 a year.
Last week I had a good prospect. I guess it was 2 weeks ago now. Contacted me. And I got a feeling you might contact me because I saw somebody hit my LinkedIn
Right.
profile. So you can see who's been looking at your profile.
Yeah.
So we scheduled a conference call, and 10 minutes before this conference call took off, then he sent me an invite on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. So it's really important to represent your personal brand as well as your company brand very well, because they're doing your homework, they're doing their due diligence, and it's very easy to do these days. Now, something really interesting I wanted to show everybody using this contact management. You're not always able to put it right into your CRM, whether you're using Act, Salesforce, Zoho, whatever the case may be. And when I accepted, what I like to do these days is click on there how you met. Because I've been purging, because I just have no clue. I connected to people, I was like, I don't remember you from Adam. And I'm starting to purge, and just because it's just not relevant to, it's just too much clutter. So I've been purging.
Yeah, a lot of people will connect to anybody.
Yeah, and I've been purging, you know, I've been on LinkedIn on this profile. I actually started back in '04, but something happened and it blew up on me, and I had to switch it in '07. Yeah, I left my corporate 500 job, and I couldn't reset the password, and so
Got to start all over again.
we had to start all over again. So there's still a Nhat Pham profile floating out there somewhere from my corporate 500 gig.
And LinkedIn is also reminding you of birthdays and
Yeah.
changes and status, so that's another opportunity to engage with the people who are looking at your profile.
Yeah, but the biggest thing for me was how you met, because maybe I need to get back in touch with them, or maybe it is their birthday, and I had to know a little bit about something. Hey, it's been a while since whatever conference or something like that. Versus, hey, happy birthday, just it's kind of lackluster, not personalized at all.
Well, more and more CRM systems, all the way from Act to Zoho and Salesforce and Sugar and Nimble, all have connections to LinkedIn and Facebook and social media feeds now.
You'll have to tell me about that on the Zoho side as we after the show. Because I really want to get that. You know, we've been talking about it literally for over 3, maybe 4 years. Social CRM.
Forever.
Yeah, social CRM. I said the way will be social CRM.
It is almost to the point now we don't need the social anymore.
Yeah,
It's
it's
assumed.
just part of CRM.
It's
Yeah.
assumed. If you're not doing social, you're not doing CRM.
Exactly. Excellent. Okay, so you know all those things are happening.
It's
on
good
the
looking
LinkedIn
down
side.
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're doing good. You're not too shabby for 50-year-old. Right? But great job on your profile. Look at you. I like the little, I don't know what you call the bullets, your
Yeah.
unique bullets.
Well, that's kind of what you need to do is get a profile that's going to entice someone to contact you.
Yeah.
I mean, don't look at your profile and say that you're a sales manager at ABC Company, because that doesn't ring anybody's bell.
Yeah.
But they're looking for something that's going to help them when they visit your profile.
Yeah, I love your new headline, or not new, but your newer
I kind of
headline.
cribbed that from somebody.
But good job though.
Fair
Hey,
fair
that's-
trade.
Appreciate it. The what's it called? Imitation is the best form of flattery. Is that
Absolutely,
right?
yes, absolutely.
All right. Moving on. Other things that are happening in the internet world is Twitter. What's going on with Twitter is they came out with a new tool. A couple different things is actually let me start with this one first. It's a lot of business people coming out, and high-profile business people. And I've talked about it for the longest time. I said, you know, if Steve Jobs ever ran Apple's Twitter, it'd just blow up and go crazy. This is close. Tim Cook, the current CEO of Apple, has come and have his own Twitter handle now. He's not running the Apple Twitter like Tony Hsieh or Zappos, but he has his own, which is kind of nice. And I think high-profile CEOs need to tweet.
Didn't Ballmer even tweet?
What's that?
Didn't Steve Ballmer even tweet a couple of weeks ago?
Yes,
For the
he
first
did
time?
from Microsoft. Yeah. So more and more, I think if you know people wonder why you should tweet, it really helps understand your perspective, your angle. It helps galvanize your fan base and rally them a little bit. Since especially Tim Cook, I don't think he's nearly the storyteller Steve Jobs is, and I think that's hurting him badly.
There's a lot of cachet with Steve.
Lots, and his whole mindset.
This is Black Turtle.
Yeah, the battle. He went on black shirt. He's trying to have his own little brand identity, right? But I just don't think it's happening. I think he's going against some of the fundamental principles that Jobs had. I don't think there would ever been a iPhone 5C, the $99 version. I think it cheapens the brand. You know, it lets a lot of people just adopt it because there was certain, sort of like having a Mont Blanc pen or, you know, a Bentley or something. It's like it's kind of, there's some exclusiveness to it.
Assuming you have a real one.
Yeah, assuming you have a real one. Well, Bentley, I don't know, but I had seen too many fake Bentleys. Okay.
Just real.
Yeah, and I haven't seen too many. They don't make too many faux Mont Blancs. They make a lot of faux designer things, but Mont Blancs, not so much. Not so much.
Another thing on Twitter is, from a corporate standpoint, if you're monitoring Twitter, you need to do it after 5 o'clock also.
Absolutely.
Because life happens 24 hours a day now.
Yeah, and especially if you're a national or particularly if you're a global brand, yeah, you need to respond definitely within 12 hours, if not faster. So, a lot of things going on there. Now, there's a new app, and I haven't quite played with it. It's only for the iPhones right now. But there's an app called Buffer. It's gotten 1 million users now. You can schedule. It's kind of like a Hootsuite and our dashboard. It's a little bit limited, but you can use it on your phone. And it's supposed to be very much more user-friendly. So we'll see how that goes. As I discover more about it, I'll let you know about this app called Buffer. Okay?
You know when they have an Android version.
What's that?
Let me know when they have an Android
I'm not
version.
sure. I just know it has. You know what? I think the way this thing looks like, it also is. It may be also for Android. Let me double check. Let me read all the way because I only read the first part of it. Which
You just got the iPhone stuff.
Yeah. App. Let's just schedule a post to Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. Yeah, you'll have to look it up on the Android. I don't have it, or I have to ask one of those people. And yeah, but it's a great. It seems like it's a great app. It's doing well, and people are liking it. Eventually, you're going to have to pay more for it, but they're just trying to get user bases right now.
Yep, we're used to that model.
Yeah. I used to love all my freebie stuff, and now I'm paying for it because I got so much adoption to it, and I have to pay for it. So,
Same here.
now the other thing that's happening on Twitter is, you get a lot of spam on Twitter. That's the only bad thing. Yeah, a lot. Well, me, I've been on it for so long. You get a lot of
Nobody
spam.
follows you though.
So, what happened there? Ooh, I lost mine. That's what happens when you,
Multitask.
yeah. That's the Tim Cook story. What happened to it? Oh, I know what happened. Sometimes it docks a little bit early on me and back on my other screen.
It's probably a Mac, isn't it?
It is. It has nothing. It's user error. I need 10T error on that one. Don't blame it on my baby.
No.
All right.
I'll talk to you.
Now, what's been going on a lot is it's been spamming a lot of. It hits. It's almost like spyware or whatever it is, and it infiltrates your system, and you wind up tweeting a lot of bad stuff. So just be careful when people send you a link, or it's very generic.
Don't click links.
They've been really cracking down on that, and it takes a while to get your stuff back. This one, the biggest culprit these days, urging users to find out, where was it? Where is it? Get the name of it here. But just beware, of clicking on things. Oh, it's celeb phone numbers. That was the big one that's been pushing out a lot of stuff, and they've since suspended their celeb phone numbers account. And your big thing is just don't click on stuff.
Yeah. If
Just
you have to click on
random
something, be sure you're running something like no script or something to stop all this.
Oh, what's that? That's a great tool. What's the name of it again?
No script.
N-O script?
No script.
Okay, so I'll ping that up. There's no script, and run that to make sure you're safe and it doesn't infiltrate your Twitter account and start spamming everybody else, and your account gets suspended.
Yeah, just runs it in your browser.
Okay, I got mine suspended years and years ago, early on in '09.
You're an early adopter, aren't you?
I had one of the earliest Twitter accounts in Richmond, Virginia. It was January '08. It should have been sooner. I was fighting it. I was fine. Actually, I had another account, but when I had my wireless word account.
I remember those days.
Yeah, I had the wireless word, and when I started just Nhat Pham, there was a newer account, but I've really been on it since '07. It's in internet years. That's like dog years.
That's forever.
Yeah, long time. So, but that happened in '09, and it was a bear back then to figure out. They wasn't as near as responsive as they are now. Okay, so be aware of those things and watch yourself when you are clicking online. Okay, other things going on is with all these apps and you're being able to download iOS 7. iOS 7 is really slick. It took me a little while to kind of figure it out on my wife's phone, my kid's iPad mini and all those
You
things.
change the user interface and it makes kids cry now here.
If they can make it stop crying, that's the app.
That's the one.
I'll pay for that app. But
It'll be
it's
$14.95.
yeah, I pay double digits for that. But it's pretty neat. Have you had a chance to play with that at all?
No.
You're just straight Android guy, huh?
Yeah.
I like it. There's some nuances. I don't like the fact that you gotta free up another gig to download it, and I don't have a whole lot of memory. I went with the basic. Was it 8 or 16? Tyler?
8.
Oh yeah, I had the basic 8, and I'm getting. My thing is I don't have a lot of music on it, but I have a lot of pictures.
There you go.
Pictures are
You have a lot of pictures.
I have a lot of pictures, so I gotta figure out how to manage that. But iOS 7, the biggest thing I want with iOS 7, I want to explore with is how to block people, numbers. It allows you to do that. So if you're wondering if you should or not, from a business standpoint, I don't know how to get my numbers, all these marketers, but I don't need to block them. Get a new one every
They're
week.
just robocalls, they're just cycling through.
Yeah, some of those it's like, please hold. I'm like, what? You gonna call me? Tell me to hold? Doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
I'm gone.
Yeah. So
Can I speak to the owner, please?
that's a great one. I'll be like,
No, he's not here, he'll never be here.
you know what? You know what's funny is if you say, oh, you want to speak to Steve Jobs? They're like, yeah. And you know, you're
Yep.
left throwing stuff like that, and they're not thinking. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, right, okay. All right. Moving on. We have we talked about LinkedIn. Tell us what's going on in the Google world, in Google Drive.
Google Drive is it's moving more and more, I think, well, everybody's kind of moving more and more into a competitor to Microsoft Office.
Right.
I mean, you've got Evernote, Box.net came out with editable documents and notes last week. I'm really starting to like it.
Editable?
Yeah.
What is edible? Real quick.
Editable, not.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like,
we can
what is
edit
it
them
doing?
collaboratively, and I can see your changes, you can see mine. So it's kind of like Google Docs.
I like that because there'll be times we're talking and I'm seeing one of my staff members are actually editing as I'm looking at it. I mean, it's very quick. It's like split seconds of our
Box is like that now, Box.net.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
So they're adding a lot more features, so they're trying to come into that collaborative space. My favorite is, I've been a big Evernote fan, but I've really gotten to like Google Keep.
Is that similar?
That's part of it, yes.
Okay, so I need to use Google Keep then because I haven't really played with Evernote that much. And
Yeah, it's part of Google Drive, so the documents are stored in Google Drive.
but do you like Keep better
It's
than
simple.
Evernote?
It's just dead stone simple.
So it's easier to use than Evernote.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Is there anything that you like?
It's just easy.
Is there anything easier about Evernote? Other than that you have all your stuff
Evernote
already there?
Evernote has more stuff to it. It's got more bells and more whistles. All I want
But
to do
you
is
don't
hit the
need
little
all-
microphone, dictate my note, close it up, and go about my business. And I'm still at the stop sign.
Oh, wow.
So it's dead stone easy. And you can make notes or you can make lists. It's not, what else do we do? Notes and lists.
And okay, it looks like they do have it on iOS and on desktop. And okay, I would have to check that out because I need a better centralized place to keep
And
notes.
Google is going more and more to the Google apps. If you're a Chrome user, you're going more and more to using apps rather than just bookmarks. And now the apps are going into the desktop. So if
Okay.
you look in your system tray, you'll see a little Google icon, pop that up, and it's still being rolled out. Pump that up, and then you'll have all of your apps right there.
Now this is interesting. Can Google Keep tie into any of the CRMs out there?
I don't think so.
No, not yet. can you use, you mentioned this tool before, we briefly mentioned on how to type things. Can you use like a tool like Cloud Connect or Zapier, whatever you call it?
John, I haven't seen Keep in Zapier yet.
Okay.
I haven't looked at Keep. There were 412 connections, I think, this weekend when I looked.
Okay.
So that's 412 different applications that this program will sit and synchronize information, move information back and forth.
Okay.
Because Google Keep one, I didn't look that far.
So let me ask you this, is there any way to export your Evernote?
No, well, Zapier will allow you to transfer information, so I don't know.
Potentially.
Potential.
Okay, all right.
Everything's potential.
Yeah.
Just throw dollars at it. Somebody will figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not ready to throw that kind of dollars
Yeah,
out there.
well, I'll take a look and see.
Okay, so we need to really brainstorm on that. And speaking of brainstorm, one of your favorite tools to brainstorm and whiteboard things off of, really not whiteboard, but digitally whiteboard, is a tool called MindJet. What's going on with MindJet and the whole brainstorming?
Wow. I've been a MindJet user since mid-90s.
Wow,
when I first found
that's
it.
early
It's a
adopter.
virtual, it's a virtual whiteboard.
Right.
And that's where really all my brainstorming, all my project planning and everything takes place.
It's like mind mapping, right?
It is mind mapping. They were probably the original strong application for
Okay.
mind mapping. And there are lots of other competitors. I've played around with 2 or 3 of them over the last several years. But this year I made a commitment to go nothing with MindJet. For one reason, they've come up with a great cloud-based application.
Okay.
The web-based MindJet is, I think, very, very good. And
So it's web-based now. Before it was just very software-based, right?
yes,
And so you can draw all these little diagrams and connect and like a, what's it called? Like a mind mapping.
mind mapping,
Yeah,
almost
it's
like the
based on
brain
mind
that you like.
Yeah.
The
I love the brain.
if I understood my last
Not as
upgrade,
expensive as the
Yes.
brain.
if I understood my last upgrade, the installed client that I got will be the last one. All
wow.
new focus is going into the web client.
You try it for free. I like that. I like free.
Yep.
Okay, look at these. Look at
That's cool
pretty-
stuff.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get a bigger picture for folks who don't quite understand mind mapping. There you go. It's kind of blurry, but basically you break open different things. You can add images now. I hated it before because you couldn't add images. You know, I'm a visual guy.
Yep. And this is where I do all my work.
Okay.
So visual innovation planning, this is where the CEO suite really, really likes this.
Okay.
Now, what has just happened with MindJet, they've just merged or acquired, I'm not sure where that is. Let's just say they merged with a company called Spigot. It's P-I-G-I-T.
Spigot. Okay.
Spigot.
Okay.
And that was kind of under the radar for me until I started looking at it. And Spigot is more on the enterprise side, but they are more crowdsourcing.
Okay.
Crowdsourcing, idea generation, idea curation, and kind of getting things to bubble up to the top,
All right.
and using big data to do some good in-depth analysis of what is happening. Now, if they take that and move that now into the brainstorming blue sky arena that MindJet really works well in, I think we've got a good winner. I think we've got a winner here.
Very cool. All right. So anything that, and they're linkable. So like if you have like something like a website, you click it.
Merge and they're going to be tied together.
No, but I'm saying is like you can have links within these things too.
Oh, within here? Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that way, if you want to expand on it and go to your website, you just click
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
So, well, I don't see any here, but you'll see little icons out here at the side. There'll be a link, there'll be attachments, there'll be notes, pictures. You can tie maps together. So if you're doing blue sky, you're doing a project analysis, you're doing a SWOT analysis for one of your customers.
Oh, so I'm not. We're
Planning
just doing that for ourselves.
out a multimedia campaign for someone. Cool stuff.
Okay.
Your visual whiteboard, and can you share it with your customer? Yeah, you sure can, so you work collaboratively.
Oh, it's shareable?
Yeah.
Oh, I like
It's on
it.
the web, isn't it?
Yeah, true. And can you have it so just kind of like user rights and everything, set user rights so you can.
You can
it's
edit
viewable?
and know it, as I recall.
Okay, that's good. User rights. That's enough for me. That's all really I want. It's like you can view it, or you can mess with it. And so, that's my next transition
It's a
there.
serious looking individual.
So,
Yeah, mind maps are cool.
all right. So, last we have our free segment of the day, brought to you by the Successful Social Media Dashboard that I don't have all geared up with all the things that it can, but you can go to dashboard.successworks.com and learn a whole lot more about it. Have a free trial where it manages your LinkedIn, Facebook, multiple Twitters, LinkedIn company profiles now, groups.
The key part there is manage.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
If you're just throwing stuff out there and not looking at it, you're just feeding people.
Absolutely. So our free segment, really cool tool, especially if you're worried about some security, you want to run your own PC or operating system and not carry a lot of stuff except on a little USB drive. We have Ubuntu Live. Tell us a little bit about Ubuntu Live. It's open source, I believe.
Everybody's familiar with Linux, I hope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's open source operating system, right?
Absolutely. And I like USB drives, of course. This keeps me from leaving my keys in the customer's office.
Okay.
And in the past, we've talked about portable apps, because I've kept a lot of portable apps on these before. What I've been doing for the last several years is creating an operating system on these. And Ubuntu, or any number of flavors of Linux, I happen to like Ubuntu. But you can install the Linux operating system on one of these little thumb drives.
Okay.
Now,
Wow.
the nice thing about this is two. One, anywhere you happen to be, reboot your system with your thumb drive in it, and it starts up in Ubuntu.
Wow.
So you've got your documents, you've got your browsers, you've got LibreOffice or OpenOffice, whatever you want to have. So all your tools are there. That's your operating system on a stick.
Operating system on a stick. I like that.
That's pretty cool. Now,
So what's the advantage of doing it that way?
well, the advantage of doing it this way is once I plug it in and finish my work, I shut the system down and I take this away. There's nothing at all on the target system that I was on. It leaves no tracks. You're completely secure.
So if you have one of those, for instance, it's great for road warriors, is what I'm guessing. And you go to, say, a conference where you have those kiosks, or my biggest worries is when you have a lobby, hotel lobby computer. You don't know what's on that, who's been on it, what they've done to it, right?
Right.
So you can basically run Ubuntu off this little thumb drive and feel 99.9% good about it.
Yeah. And a safer way, if you want to do it, the next way is get the CD. You can burn it onto a CD rather than this. You can
That's
write to
safer?
this. You can write to this and keep documents on it.
Oh, I see.
If you want to go to a CD, you can't write it.
I see. It would have to be cloud-based if you're doing that.
So here's a better reason to use this.
Okay.
Because you can boot into this on your computer and you can see that hard drive.
Oh,
If you've got a damaged
okay.
operating system, like a friend of mine had a couple of weeks ago, they took it to IT guy in a box.
Right.
You know who it is.
Yep, I do.
And they said they couldn't recover it, threw the hard drive away, tried to throw it away, and then sold her a new one. She managed to get the drive back, take it to a friend of hers who used Ubuntu on a stick, opened it up, and got all the documents, all of her photographs and everything back.
Awesome.
This
That
is-
in itself.
This was an 80-year-old woman who had pictures from forever,
Oh.
and they managed to get them, most of them, all of them back because they had this.
She needs to go to a little Dropbox or Box dot.
Yeah, I did send her that. I'll probably have to help them install it, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, nice tool.
Awesome. That is your free segment of the day. Awesome tool. Awesome for road warriors, business people, and so forth. So check that out. That's pretty much the end of the show. Thank you so much, Ben,
Enjoyed it.
for filling us in. Again, this is the CRM guru, Ben Meredith. They can find you at what, benmeredith.com?
B&B Consulting.
B&B, I'm sorry, B&B Consulting. That's B, the letter N, B, consulting.com.
Dot
correct?
net.
.net. I'm sorry,
.net,
.net.
There's a benmeredith.com, but it's not live yet.
Okay.
It's
we're
still in Google Docs. Excuse me, Google Slides.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. We'll be back next week. Sean again will be on paid leave. You get all this paid leave.
How the heck did he get paid leave?
I don't
He
know.
owns a company though.
Yeah, he does.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got to do a couple things here. But we'll be back next week with a special guest. Maybe Ben again. We don't know. We'll find out. Till then, he's the CRM guru, Ben Meredith. I'm the social media samurai, Nhat Pham. Until we connect on LinkedIn, friend each other on Facebook, circle up on Google+, Ben on Pinterest. Ben, your Twitter ID is?
Benzu, BENTZU.
Benzu, and I'm at Nhat Pham. Follow me, DM me, or mention me. I promise I'll follow you back. Until then, be successful and stay social. See ya.
Take care.